moment. Don't talk to me.
Mm.
They might hear you. Don't talk to me because they might hear.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for these technical difficulties. I know this is frustrating and definitely frustrating for someone like me. And I really want to push forward on this because there's a lot of value that I want to make sure everyone gets from today. And this is really testing me. For someone like me who loves to give information, loves to give valuable information to really help people. But as I say to everyone, you must persevere and you must keep going. And when I figure out what happened today, I'll make sure it never happens again. So please bear with me for today. And I want to keep going to make sure that everybody gets what they came here for. So I'm going to continue on from number 2, from why um, why entrepreneurs 5 reasons why entrepreneurs fail. They don't know how to build an effective team. So number 2 was you need to share your core values. So what I needed everyone to do was write down your 5 core values within your business. And if anyone wants to share the 5 core values with me, that would be absolutely great. And I promise I won't read out everything, only read out some of it. That's me again. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? See if I can get the PowerPoint back up working properly this time. All right. Number 3, clear communication system. So there must be a clear communication system within your business. So that's from top down. One of the things that we do within Exclusive Visions, that every Sunday we make sure that we create a forum where everyone can come and talk about what's going on within their particular remit, what support do they need, and what's actually been happening, what results has happened within that remit. So every Sunday at 11 o'clock, we make sure that we come together and we make that happen. This allows us to really understand what's going on in each area of the business, and especially for the directors out there or the leaders, it gives you a clear indication of what training may need to be put in place, or what strategies or plans would need to be made to make sure that the areas which are working out there are doing what they're supposed to. So number 4 is education and development. It is so important that we all are always upskilling ourselves. And when I realized and understood what education stood for, which education, I think it derived from the word educo, meaning to draw out of. And everybody within Exclusive Visions or the 100 Batmen of London, or when I'm working within a mentor in the schools, I realized everybody has a genius and everybody has something to add. And it's important for the leaders to be able to draw that out of your the people that you're working with. So therefore you can use this to upskill and innovate within your business. Everybody can learn from everybody, and it's important that we put in systems to make sure that there's a system which allows everybody to learn from each other. Development in regards to training is so important, especially within the areas that people are working in. So if someone's working in marketing, it may be great to send them into sales, but you really want them to train them in the area which they're actually in. So they can become masters and then become more valuable to the business that way. So training and development, so education and development is essential to building an effective team. The last one for the first one is for they don't know how to build an effective team is fun and rewards. Especially as entrepreneurs, and I'm definitely can hold up my hands for this one. One of the things that we don't do is have fun. We we don't really we don't really understand what we don't really take the time to take a step back and realize and appreciate the work that we put in. So we keep going and going and going and going and always thinking of the next target or then what we've got to do for next week, but we don't actually take the time to really appreciate the work that we actually put in. And this is essential for building an effective business and creating a culture where hard work is always rewarded. But on the other hand as well, you need to create fun for your clients and your customers. So there's a great tool out there called gamification. So gamification is a tool which allows individuals to put up to put things onto your, for example, onto your website, and customers could come in, put in their details and play a quick game. And I'm going to share a quick personal story, and I hope my queen doesn't object to this, but when we're going on dates, what we do, we use a gamification tool called the wheel. And what we do is we put the wheel, we put all the types of places that we want to go on a date into this wheel, and we then press the button and let the wheel decide where we're going to go. This is the same thing that you could do on your website. So when your customers come online for the first time and you want to collect their data, you can use a gamification tool to do that. So once they have put in their emails, address, and their names and their number, what you can actually do is then, thank you, Danny, no objections. What you can actually do then is make sure that once they put in their details, what you can then do is make them play the game, and they could win either a 1-hour consultation or a book or a PDF, whatever you decide to put in that will. But obviously just make sure that all they have to do is put the detail in. They only could put in the detail in once, and then that will allow you to gain and build your database. So it helps build your clients. They see the value in that, but more importantly, you end up with something worthwhile. Now, before I move on to number 2, I want to hopefully play a quick video. So just tell me, can you see the screen, or is it still black? So if you can then just type in still can't see anything, Dean, then I will just move forward. Okay, so the screen is still black. So what I'm going to do is still move. I'm just going to move forward then, ladies and gentlemen. So number 2, why entrepreneurs why they fail is they don't know how to manage their time more effectively. They don't know how to manage their time effectively, full stop. And one of the things that we need to be doing, especially when we're starting up, especially when we're in between 1 and 5 years, is to make sure that we're using our time as effectively as possible. There's a great quote which goes, "Time is the currency of the spirit, and we must spend it wisely. Because if we do not, it means that we're killing time. And if we're killing time, it means we're murdering our own success." So it's very important that we use time in a way that it's supposed to, and that's every second counts. So these are just a few things, okay, that you can do which will definitely help you create a much better way and make you more organized. So it sounds very simple, but I promise you, many people just don't do it. And then they ask why things are not happening. So number 1 is this, is that they don't know, is that their environment is not conducive to their learning. So you need to make sure that your environment is clean, it's positive, it's in a way that's going to make you, when you walk in there, your mind straight away is not seeing clutter. And when I was working in the bank, one of the biggest things that we had to learn was a clean desk policy. Because the bank found out that when you come and work in a dirty desk, it took off an hour of your working time every single day because you're sorting out, looking for things, and you're wasting time. So the time you get and you start working, you've already wasted 45 minutes and 15 minutes just to get yourself settled. So they found out it was an hour per person every single day. And this was costing the bank millions. So this is why they created a clear desk policy. So the moment when you leave work in the evening and you start again in the morning, you have a clear desk ready to go, ready to start, and you just know what everything is. So the organization, you're just ready to start bang on 9 o'clock. The second thing is create a to-do list and read it the night before. So if you're not creating a to-do list, and ladies and gentlemen, I want to make this crystal clear, your to-do list should not be more than five priority things you need to be doing on that day. Or even better yet, what I do actually is 3 priority things that you're not supposed to, but no more than 5, ladies and gentlemen. The reason being is because it allows our focus to go all over the place. So it's important that we take the time to write down, take the time at night time to write out our to-do list for the next day and just read it, because what this does is allows our mind to focus on what needs to be done. And your mind, with all its connective, all of the connective sequences it has in its mind, will then put a system in place for you to make sure that whatever your task you have doing, you could do it in the most efficient and effective way. So create a to-do list the night before and then read it the next day. Sorry, read it, so create a to-do list the night before, read it, and then see how you feel in the morning. Number 3 is find an accountability partner. It's very, very important that we find people who can hold us accountable. I have an accountability partner, and he makes sure that everything that I do, everything that I say is done. I use, or I can't say I use, but myself and my queen, we use each other now every single morning. We send each other 3 things that we're going to do on that day. And at the end of the day, we speak to each other and we talk about all 3 things. How was it? Did we fulfill it? Did we get the outcome that we're looking for? So find somebody who can help hold you accountable and challenge you in a way which will make you think, will make you grow, or will make you learn. And last, which is number 4, is use a productivity planner. So everybody who has signed up, what's going to happen is we're going to send you this productivity planner. And what it's going to allow you to do is put into 3 priorities into the planner. And it's going to allow you then to write out 5 objectives that you need to do to complete it. And if you use this and you work this tool properly, I promise you that you will see your business, you'll see even yourself, even if you don't have a business at this moment, just use it on yourself. 3 priority things that you want to do for you. You'll start seeing results happening every single time, because you start building over a habit and you start building momentum of getting things done. Because at the end of the day, it's all about results. It's the results that's going to allow you to achieve the things which you want to be seeing. So before I move on, I want everyone just to tell me 1 thing that they have learned so far. All right. Number 3, why entrepreneurs fail. They haven't created the 3S system. And some of you may be thinking, what is the 3S system? Well, let me go through it. This is a system which I have seen work through people like Henry Ford. He used this very, very well. And when he created the conveyor belt for the Ford Motor industry, one of what he used was this 3S system. And I also use it today within Exclusive Visions. So just going through this. Number one is we create a strategy. When you have a plan is great, but it's the strategy which is going to allow you to execute that plan. And I'm very much all about the execution of whatever it is that you're looking to do. Because too many of us ready aim but never fire. And you can plan until you don't get anything done. But when you have a strategy, it actually allows you and it shows you what you need to be doing to get and achieve that target which you have set. So you must create an effective strategy. That's number one. Number two is create a system. So with the Henry Ford model, so what he did, so in the conveyor belt, when he was producing the cars, every single worker on the floor had a role, had a job to do. So if you was putting the car doors on or you putting the wheels on, you were doing it in a way that was in accordance to the system. And one of the great things that Henry Ford did was he implemented the 3 E's, which is do things effectively, efficiently, and with excellence. And when people were putting the engines together, what he found out, if a bolt dropped on the floor, it would have cost the manufacturer, it would cost the factory too much time for that person to pick it up and put it back onto the engine. So what he told his workers to do was to leave it and take a fresh bolt, which were right in front of the workers, and continue working. And this was a system which he created. So the first one was create a strategy. The second one was create a system. The third one is to standardize. So once Henry Ford created that system, he was then able to create a manual and literally duplicate the same things in different places. So he knew, so if he was working within Arizona, he can simply go to, and there was another plant in, say, New York, it should be doing exactly the same thing. Another organization which we may all know but may not all eat from is McDonald's. They do this fantastically well. They have created a strategy, created a system, and they have standardized it. And that's why you can go to any McDonald's in the world and it's exactly the same thing, even down to the way they train their staff. So you go into McDonald's and you ask for a burger, automatically, no matter where you are. I actually was in India and I tested this out. I asked for a burger, and the first thing that they said, and by the way, it was a chicken burger because they don't eat beef over there. They said that the first thing that they said straight away was, would you like fries with that? And that's what we need to be doing for our businesses. Okay. So just a quick recap on that. So the 3S system is: number one, create a strategy. Number two, create a system. And number three, then standardize it. Make sure you can duplicate the same work over and over again and get the results that you're looking for. Number four, this is the fourth reason why most entrepreneurs fail. They have not created the right structure. And there's many things that you can do to build the right structure for your organization. But one of the biggest things which is going to help you do that, and I'm all about making sure that we can actually go away and implement this, is find a mentor. Find someone who has been where you are and achieved a level of success which you demand. Too often, many entrepreneurs go on this journey all by themselves, and they don't know what it is that they don't know. And what a mentor actually helps you to do is the same thing, the whole education, to draw out of you your own genius, so therefore you could figure it out what needs to be done. I currently have a mentor. He's actually online right now, Collar, the 100 president, the 100 Black Men of London president, and he actually does this a lot, and he challenges me a hell of a lot. And this year, what we're focusing on is making sure that I plan and strategize more effectively. And it gets frustrating at times, but what I'm learning along my journey is new things and new ways to make myself more efficient. This is what a great mentor does. They refine who you are. So that's number one. Number two, create a lean process. You may have heard of a book called the Lean Process book, which is out there, and it talks about the minimal viable product, and that's what I touch on this just a little. So the minimal viable product, this is or minimal viable product, minimal viable service, but whatever it is that you're doing. So when you have a product which is brand new, you haven't really tested it, you haven't really brought it to market yet, one of the first things you really should be thinking about is feedback. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And the number one people who can give you that feedback that you need are your end users. So what you need to do with your minimal viable product is to build it to the stage that you can actually put it out there and get tested, so you can start testing it and getting that feedback. PlayStation are absolutely phenomenal. They do this phenomenally well. What they do is they build a model. So many of the guys right now, you understand this, and when I show you this, you'll probably think, oh my god. So what PlayStation actually do, so they build a prototype model first, one way they can test everything, make sure people can have a wonderful experience on their console. And what they do, they'll push it out there and they will wait for the feedback from their customers. And once they've got that feedback, what do? 18 months later, you'll see a slimline come out. And that's the original model that they wanted to bring out there. So through that feedback, they were able to refine that product, or you can refine the service which you're doing. And then you can then put out what it is that you really want, which is going to bring great value to your end users. One of my mentors told me, he said, Dean, you're not that smart. And I said, what do you mean? Because you do not know everything. So no matter how much you plan, no matter how much you research, no matter how much you go out there and you talk to experts, no one can tell you everything that you need to know about your product and service. The only way you're going to know is by you testing it and putting it out there. So you should build a minimal viable product to really go out there and test your model and your service and really push it. Up your prices. Create extra packages. Do webinars and seminars and networking events and see who comes. These are the things that you can be doing right now to be testing your products and your services. Now, before I move on to number 5, can you just please tell me right now one thing you have learned in regards to 5 reasons why entrepreneurs fail? Yeah, sorry, Chantel. I should have mentioned this earlier. I've been having some technical difficulties with the screen today. This does not usually happen. Not too sure what has happened, but we're going to plug on, and I said for next webinars that I do, I'll ensure that we can see the screens properly. But just bear with me. Hopefully, everybody is picking up some valuable information for their business. And as I said, this is a learning curve for myself as well. This has never happened, but this is testing me and this is helping me grow and it's helping me develop. So thank you for bearing with me and thank you for staying the course. So number 5. Chris, thank you very much. They don't build an MVP. Companies do. So Chantel, I will make sure that you receive the slides. I'll make sure everyone receives the slides once we're finished, so you can actually see it for yourself. So number five, why entrepreneurs number five, why entrepreneurs fail. They have not matched up their standards to their goals. This has been one of the biggest lessons I have learned over the last 12 months. And I want to share a personal story with you. I know there's many people out there who make New Year's resolutions. I used to. Every year I said I was going to do something until about a few years ago. I just said, I think it was 2008. I said my New Year's resolution is never to make another New Year's resolution. And up to today, I've been absolutely great at doing that. But there's been one thing which I've been saying that I'm going to make sure I stick to for at least 18 months to 2 years. And that's me going to the gym. And I go to the gym and I get to a certain point with myself and I think to myself, oh my God, this is wonderful. I look good. And I just stop. And I know there's many people online right now who do the same thing. You go to the gym for the first 6 weeks, you see some results, and then you stop. But recently, I met a wonderful gentleman named Derek Mills, who changed his life around from having absolutely nothing to becoming a multi-millionaire. And there's a tool that he talks about. When you want to achieve your goals, you need to make sure that your standards match up to your goals. So I'm gonna give you a story. When I was going to the gym before, I had to go to the gym, put in a good hour session, come home, open my cupboards, and there was some Jaffa cakes, there was some crisps, there was some fruit juices, and I thought, wow, I put in a good session. I feel good. So even though I was still seeing the results, my standards which I set for myself at home wasn't conducive to what I really wanted to achieve. And I gave myself, and I said to myself, why wasn't I really seeing what I really wanted to be seeing? Why wasn't I as ripped as I wanted to be? Because everything around me did not change. The only thing what changed for me was just one aspect, was just me going to the gym. So when I was speaking to Derek Mills, he said, Dean, your standards needs to change. If you really want to see something different in your life, you've got to change your standards. And this is not you dieting or not you going out there and spending lots of money on protein shakes. All this is for you to make a conscious decision where you are right now, with just being honest and open with yourself and say, what can I really do right now that's going to make a difference for myself? And I said, okay, I hear you. I'm going to start practicing this. So instead of eating 10 chocolate bars a week, I cut it down to 5. Instead of eating 6 bags of crisps a week, I cut it down to 2. Instead of drinking fruit juices for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I started drinking more water. And this slowly but surely have now become normal habits for me. And I'm starting to see the changes that I want to do. And all I did was change my daily standards. Now, how does this work for your business? You have a 7-day week. And it's important for you to know what you do every single day. So what I have done in regard to my business and setting new standards is this. Monday and Tuesday, without fail, I work with my business partner, Ian Charles. And what we do is we have a 3-hour meeting every Monday, every Tuesday, without fail. This is there. This is to help the business move forward. Wednesday, what I do is then I will work on myself. So I might do some meditation, I might go to the gym, I might read some books, but this is my day. And I make sure that without fail, this is what I do. On Thursday, I work on other projects which I might have. So I might work on things for the 100 Black Men of London, or I might work on my mentoring stuff or my speaking ability, but this day is dedicated for that. Then Friday, I will just recap and see what I achieved for that week. And any priorities which I haven't hit up to that point, I'll make sure is done before Saturday. Because Saturday and Sunday is the days for my loved ones and for my friends and my family. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to write down some new standards that you can implement right now in your business for yourself, for your business and for yourself. So on Monday, what can you start doing on every Monday? Starting just one thing every Monday that you can do for your business. That could be you talking to finding a mentor and talking to your mentor. That could be you talking to your accountability partner. That could be you just focusing on your productivity plan and making sure things get done. What's one thing you could do on Monday? Then do the same one thing for Tuesday, one thing for Wednesday, one thing for Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I urge you to dedicate these times to your loved ones, friends, and family. Yes, Ian, feedback is important to your business, most definitely. Tejas, I love that. Research the market I want to enter, and I want research the market you want to enter, making sure you get feedback from your, yeah, I love that one, potential clients. Guys, if you can just interact with me, just tell me one thing you have learned so far. This would be absolutely wonderful. Ben, I love that. Yep. A lot of this stuff is that you probably know already, especially the to-do list. If you've been out there within the entrepreneurial world, the to-do list is something which everyone talks about. But there's a great saying which I love: to know and not to do is not to know. So it doesn't matter how much you know about anything. If you're not implementing what you do know, you're never, it's like you're better off not knowing it. Chris, I love that one. Your standards and goals need to be in sync. Daniela, the 3S system. Chantel, the goals and standards things definitely resonates with me, especially with the example you gave. Ben, time dedicated to yourself and loved ones to develop yourself. If we're not doing that, then what are we truly doing? It's great that we have our passions, it's great that we have our vision, but if we're not experiencing life as we're supposed to, and that's with the people that we love, then we need to question, why are we doing what we're truly doing? Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I leave the fifth one, I just want to make this crystal clear. When you're setting new standards, one of the things that you must do, you might have heard of KYC, which is know your customer. But when you're setting standards, you've got to KYS. That's know yourself. You cannot set new standards without knowing who you are. So you've got to take inventory and understand where you're at. If you're someone who likes to indulge in certain things, I am not the one who's just going to tell you to cut down or cut it out or stop smoking. No, I'm going to say for you to really look at yourself and ask, with your current ability, your current genius, what are you able to do right now? Right, it's going to allow you to create a better standard today. And as you go along, you'll be able to refine it. So you need to know yourself. It is so important within the business, because you can't innovate on your business if you can't innovate on yourself. I need to say that again because I feel like I'm in church right now because that was so good. You can't innovate on your business if you can't innovate on yourself. And that is so important, because at the end of the day, you represent your business. The business does not represent you. When people look at you, they're looking at your core values. They're looking at what you stand for. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the 5 reasons why entrepreneurs fail. I really do thank you for bearing with me and staying the course, because this has not been easy. I know it's not definitely not been easy for you, because it would have been so much better if you could have seen, if you could see what I had up there for you. But within your business, you're definitely going to have trials and tribulations. Things are always going to happen, which is not going to go the way that you want to. But that's going to be the testimony to your integrity and your character and how you overcome that. And today, I hope you're seeing my integrity and character. Because believe me, I'm frustrated. I wanted to make sure that I gave you the absolute best of me. And when I do this again, hopefully you'll see more come from me. And I'm all about value and making sure that people really are able to live the life that they want, build the business that they want, but more importantly, leave a legacy. So to move on and to finish up on this section, 5 must-dos which I expect everybody to be doing. Number 1, create the right team around you. Make sure that your core values are in place. Make sure that you have a clear vision for your business. Number 2, set daily standards for your business. So after today, really sit down and go through your whole week and be honest with yourself. What's one thing you could do every single day that is going to create a greater standards for you and your business? Number 3, find an accountability partner. Find someone who can actually help you grow, help you think, and help you learn. Someone who ain't gonna allow you to slip and run away when you come up with excuses. Because what someone once said to me, you can have excuses or you can have results, but you can't have both. Number 4, arrange to see an expert. See somebody within your field who can actually help you. See someone who has credibility, something behind them, but they have the, okay, it's going to help you to move forward. Because at the end of the day, what you want is a thriving business. And number 5, take care of your own personal development. So read more, go to more seminars, go to networking events. YouTube is a wonderful tool which will allow you to pick up knowledge which will help you develop yourself and become a master in your own field. So those of you who are prepared right now, I'm going to give you 5 books which you should write down, but I will also be sending you the PowerPoint slide as well, and this will be in there. So the first one would be The Path to Financial Peace. This is the book which I co-authored on. And it's going to help people with their finance. One of the biggest things, especially within the African and Caribbean community, I have found out what gives people sleepless nights is the lack of finance. And this book right now will definitely help you create a sense of peace within your business. Number 2, Mr. Wrong by Daniela Becknard. It will definitely help you to discover who you truly are and have a better relationship, not just with your partner, but also with yourself and with your business. How to Win Friends and Influence People. One of the best books I have read in regards to truly listening to an individual. And guys, I'm throwing this out there to you. If you want to have a better relationship with your women, listen to them and not talk. And only ask important questions at the time when you know you're supposed to. Even if you don't believe what's being said, just listen anyway. So How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, a wonderful book. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This book right now helps me to really understand what does it mean to be a top achiever. And the 10-Second Philosophy by Derek Mills. This will help you set standards. I touched upon it today, but this will help you ground yourself in regards to standards. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you will see the value of what Exclusive Visions Academy is actually bringing. Now, for those of you who feel that you got enough and this is a time I'm going to say goodbye to you. But for those of you who want more, you really want to see what Exclusive Vision is really offering, please stay tuned right now, because I'm going to actually talk about the special announcement which I said in the early beginning of the webinar before I got cut off twice. So without further ado, Exclusive Visions Academy is here, ladies and gentlemen. In 2016, May 2016, we will be launching Exclusive Visions Academy. What this is this is going to be 15 top entrepreneurs who are like-minded, coming together and want to really bring their business forward. The program will last up to 12 months, because what we have found out is this: many people go onto these courses, which are, some of them are absolutely great. I know Daniel Priest is on the KPI. It's a great, absolutely great program. And I'm not one here to slate at anybody. If something's good, something's good. And there's many rubbish ones out there as well. But what I have found out, being out there and testing many different models, is I feel that there's one which actually takes you the course over a 12-month period. There's none out there. So instead of talking about it, I just created it. So through the Institute of Enterprise and Entrepreneurs, we have created a recognizable academy through the City and Guilds, and through Spedi as well. And this is something which I'm so proud of, which I'm going to actually help people create their dreams and create a legacy. And because this is a very specialized and a very unique program, everybody must fill out an application form, and everybody must be interviewed who has the interest of coming on here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something which is going to be phenomenal. And we want to make sure that we get the right people from the very beginning. And you must pay before you even start. And the reason why I put this there is because when we talk about our business, some of us get frightened when we talk about money, and you can't. It's a business. So this is why I say from the very outset, you have to pay before you come on this course. Because I've been on many courses that allow you to pay as you go through and stuff, and it doesn't work. And that model doesn't really work, and people are chasing up, and the focus of what's going on with that individual is not there, because they're thinking about payments. But if we get rid of everything from the very beginning, then it just makes sure that the learning is taken on, and everybody is getting what they're supposed to. What we'll cover in the academy is how to create advocates for your business. This will allow you to create a long-lasting business long after you're gone. And one of the best organizations out there that creates advocates is Apple. And we will show you how you can do this for your business, how you can target your particular segment, and how you can then create advocates, how to create the right model and strategy for your business. Many of us have our business, we've done a business plan, we don't even look at it. But with the right business model, which you have to keep refining, with the right strategy, which means you have to execute, you'll then be able to create the MVP model and keep testing and refining it and getting the feedback necessary. So therefore, you're always producing value to your customers. Keeping the score, so important. What gets measured gets done. So we will help the entrepreneurs look at their key performance indicators and the key value indicators and show you how to keep that measured. And there's so much more what you're going to be offering. But one of the last ones I want to talk to you about is how to create the right PR campaign for you. So we are speaking to this wonderful lady who has an MBE in regards to the work that she has done in PR. And she has come on board to say that she wants to work with us to make sure that everybody gets the best PR promotional packs possible. And these are this is like £100,000 product that you're going to be getting. So everybody's probably thinking right now, who's still online, how much is this going to cost? So ladies and gentlemen, the cost of this package, no excuses. I feel so happy about this. Got the feedback from everybody. This is how much the course costs, £2,997. It ain't going to be reduced. There is no 10% discount. That's how much the course cost. But we're Exclusive Visions. And because this is the first cohort and we want to make sure that we get the best MVP model, the minimal viable product, right? What we're going to be doing for the first 2 cohorts only. So the first one's going to be in May 2016. That's the first cohort. The second cohort is going to be in January 2017. The price you're going to pay to be coming on to our course this year, and there's so much more. So when you see the open days come out and you see our emails and newsletters, you'll see what is coming on. The price you'll pay is £297 for the 12 months course. We have a waiting list right now of up to 10 entrepreneurs. We haven't even started promoting this yet. This is only for the first 2 cohorts. After that, the price will be £2,997. We're looking for like-minded entrepreneurs who are ready to pave the way for other entrepreneurs coming forward. So for £297, the question is this an investment that you are willing to make? Is this an investment that you can do right now that can actually help your business move forward? And I always want you to do something. I always want you to test something. Before something becomes true for you, you got to be able to test it and make it true to you. So that's why we have put in a 60-day money back guarantee. If you do not like what we're doing, if we haven't seen a significant advancement within your business, you can then, after 60 days, get a full money back refund. But I'm going to tell you this now, everything that we give to you, all the packs and all the journals that you get, all that will have to be returned. But you get a full money back guarantee refund after 60 days. So really and truly, what do you have to lose? If you invest £297 and your business moves forward and it thrives, then that's wonderful for you, wonderful for Exclusive Vision. If it doesn't, you get your money back after 60 days. But it shouldn't be about the money, it should be about the value and you developing your business. This is why everybody's going to be interviewed and there's an application process. Now, what I want to do is put the email up for you in the chat box so you can actually see it. This is our temporary email right now because we're just developing our website as we have a brand new model which has never been seen before about to be launched. So our website is down at the moment, so we had to use a temporary email at this present time, which isn't too bad. So ladies and gentlemen, what I just need from you right now is just questions. What questions do you have for me right now? We've got 10 more minutes. I'll be here for you. Any questions that you want to ask me at this present time and moment would be absolutely wonderful. Amisha, definitely I can send you a recording of this. I believe this will be going on YouTube so everyone can watch this over again. So Kola, thank you for your question. What are my thoughts for empowering your team? One of the biggest things that I've learned when you're empowering your team is, first of all, to listen. Because sometimes as a leader, you feel that you have the answer to everything. You clearly see what needs to be done, but it's important that you allow your team to get to that that position for themselves. So what you need to do is create an environment that gives them the ability to do so. So this is where you're listening and you're asking questions and you're helping them to really understand the bigger picture. And literally you will see a more progressive way from doing this. You definitely got to show empathy when you listen to the other person. There's a great saying which I use with my children, my diamonds all the time. You have two ears, one mouth. Use them appropriately. So when you're listening, when you're talking to your team, it's not about you. You need to get off yourself and really be in that position to really hear where your team's coming from. Because there could be things that you're missing, and then it will allow you also to see different sides to things which you may have overlooked. And then it's also allowing the team, creating structure, creating a strategy, and just making sure things are getting done, things are being monitored, and you can see results at the end of the day, which you have set, because that always galvanizes a team. So, Connor, I hope that answers your question. So, guys, if you are definitely interested with for the Exclusive Visions website, Exclusive Visions Academy, please email Exclusive Visions at Exclusive Visions, which is uppercase EXV, lowercase ISIONS at hotmail.com. That's EXV, which is all uppercase, then lowercase ISIONS at hotmail.com. This has been a wonderful experience for myself. I love the fact that the webinar didn't work the way I wanted it to, but what I'm going to do is go back and refine it. So what I'm going to do right now is ask for your feedback. What else could I do to refine what I have been doing today? How would you like the webinar to be even better for next time? And the last question. So actually, let me rephrase that again. What have you learned from today? That's number one. What's one thing I can do better for next time? And again, the last number three, would you come again? Tedis, I do apologize. What advice do you have for someone who is building her or his business while working full time? I'm struggling with this. Now, funny enough, I talk about this within my book. When you're building a business full time, it's so difficult. But what helped me to be able to do this is actually build your team. Find people who buy into your vision. So there's this great book by Simon Sinek called Start With Why, and it will allow you to really articulate your business in a way that encourages people to join you on your journey. So the first thing I will ask you to do is build your team. Make sure that your core values are written down so you know the type of people that you're looking for but must come into your business as well. You may have heard people say take the plunge and leave your business, but you really got to understand, is this something that you can do right now? If you don't have at least 6 months savings where you can live off, right, don't do it at this present time and moment. But the biggest thing I can actually share with you is sometimes, no, actually most of the time you should be doing this is listening to your intuition. Your intuition will actually tell you what you should be doing. And even if it's scary, and even if it's something which you don't feel you should be doing, your intuition will always guide you to what you love, what's going to bring you joy, and what's going to bring you greater happiness. So I want to share a quick story with you, Tedros, and I hope this helps everybody else out there who's still there. So I want to share a quick story with you, Tedros, and I hope this helps everybody else out there who's still there. So I want to share a quick story with you, Tedros, and I hope this helps everybody else out there who's still there. So I want to share a quick story with you, Tedros, and I hope this helps everybody else out there who's still there. When I was in the Royal Bank of Scotland and I was working there, this was back in 2012. I remember looking to my left, there was someone there working for 20 years, looking to my right, and there was someone there working for 30 years. And what I learned was I did not want to do this anymore. I was earning near enough £4,000 a month, going on holidays 3 times a year. But something inside of me said, it's time for you to leave. And I listened to my intuition and I left. And since that day, I've never looked back. Has it been hard? 100%. Have I gone through trials and tribulations almost every single day? But it has been been marvelous. It's been a marvelous, marvelous journey. But right now, this is a decision that you must make for yourself. Kola, thank you so much for joining me. I'm about to sign off now as well. Tedish, I just saw in terms of my business, Tedish, just to finish this off, I didn't even start. My business wasn't even there. It was something which I knew in my heart, but I had to just start something. But at the time, I didn't even know what it was. But I still left the bank. Ben, thank you so much. As time goes on and I refine the process, I hope to actually see you. I hope to actually show you what progression looks like when you get the feedback, when you learn, when you grow, and when you refine your product and your service. Things always get better. When you have that entrepreneurial spirit of always wanting to do better, you always will do better. So, Ben, I promise everyone out there right now, this is just a glitch in the matrix. I will get so much more better at this. Well, it's the technology really, but no excuses. Get the job done. This year, 2016, Excuses Vision's motto is not go hard or go home. And this year, I'm definitely looking to go hard. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for today. I appreciate every single person who's here online. Stay the course with me. I appreciate Chantel, Daniela, Chris, Ruben, Darwit, Viv, Kola, Tejis, Ian, and Ben. Thank you for everybody else who has been here, who's on Google Hangouts as well. I can see there's a lot of people online, but I just can't see your names. This will get better. Please join and share the journey with me. Have a wonderful evening. All the PowerPoints will be sent out. Information in regards to Exclusive Visions Academy will be sent to you. And I look forward to seeing your journey, and I hope you look forward to see Exclusive Visions. So, Dean Williams, aka the Business Love Consultant, is now leaving you. I look forward to listening and enjoying watching your journey soon. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.